Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our double-header Friday night extravaganza here at the CCA. We have Wyrmwind of Drexel University versus the Firefin Couches from Michigan State University. Everyone, I am Mizuno, and I am joined by my wonderful teammate and co-commentator tonight, Astrum.
Hello, everybody. It's going to be a great match today.
Indeed, this is a thrilling Div 1 matchup for week 2 here. Wyrmwind from Drexel University, the Firefin Couches from Michigan State University. Both of these teams are frequent participants in the CCA. With Wyrmwind from Drexel, they participated in our league in the prior season in Division 2, and with really strong results, making second overall in Division 2, they got bumped up to Division 1. And then meanwhile, on the other side here, we have the MSU Firefin Couches. They are a CCA veteran. They've been here as far back as the CCA League Season 1, folks, when we only had 2 divisions, which is crazy to think about.
Absolutely. I remember fighting MSU a couple of times in the CCA in the past couple seasons, and if anything I know about them is a couple of their players are really scary in the front lines.
Exactly, and the good thing too is that the MSU roster has stayed the exact same, even back from season 1, which is crazy to think about. Wyrmwind has gone through a slight roster change or two, but nothing too crazy for their current roster. So I think regardless, we are in for a really exciting Div 1 matchup between these two teams. So, with that being said, as the teams are getting ready for their first game, let's take a look at the map because I know we've gotten some complaints already, but I think Clan Blitz Museum is a fairly fun. I would like to think it's a fairly fun map and fairly exciting to play on.
Absolutely. I think it's got some good, well, for Splatoon 3 at least, it's got some decent flank route. I love the block on this specific variation of Museum. I don't know why the block isn't in every mode.
Yeah, because it's so important because you have to keep track of not only that block, but the spinner. Anyone can jump in from spinner to spinner, the spinner from mid over to the spinner on your opponent's side. And you got to be very wary of where you devote your resources when you're defending from a potential push.
Absolutely, and if you focus too much on the jump from spinner or from the ramp, something like a tri-slasher or a tetra dually might just squid roll off that block and cause havoc behind you.
Yeah, and that's something that we do not want to mess with. So, folks, here we are, game 1 in this Div 1 matchup. Quickly taking a look at these rosters here. Stamper Machine with 2 guns on the side of MSU, and we got 4 guns on the side of Wyrmwind.
Yo, we got those tetras I was talking about. I see tetras get picked a lot on this map, and now Kraken's on both sides on Clan Blitz. Oh, disgusting.
Right, and then we're going to see one member down already from Wyrmwind, and this is not the start that they want to see.
No, absolutely not. Firefin grabbing so much control, wall versus wall here. But one does go down on Firefin. 2 goes down, baby! 2 goes down. We got 2 specials online for Wyrmwind. They're just snowballing in.
Wyrmwind's in a really good position right now, and with Firefin Couches only using this trip strike to defend, that's not going to hold off very long.
Kraken coming in, 2 balls to the ready. They're just popping everything. 2 balls in, straight down to 60. Wait, where's the other ball? Did they drop it?
I don't know. I think they dropped it.
They dropped it! Oh no! So it's just gonna be a 1 clan push, and that's gonna be it.
Yikes, that was a missed opportunity there. I'm not sure what happened. Did someone activate just dropped it and activate a special? That might have been the case. Oh, we see here, looks like, I believe that's sand on the machine there, getting already onto Wyrmwind's plat here, causing a lot of trouble.
Ouya bomb coming out, trying to pierce their defenses. Doesn't quite find anybody, and Turple just goes into the backline, getting a pick and getting out alive.
Wow, what a sneaky play there. Oh, but Chef is still in here with the Kraken!
They don't have a ball!
It's a 3-out situation!
They don't have a ball! They build the ball finally. It's tied game for now. Can they get one more clam? Slatana in the backlines with the Zipcaster trying to find an opening here. Doesn't look like they're gonna find one. Jump gets camped out.
Aster, these teams are playing really scrappy right now, and I'm kind of here for it.
You know what? They're just taking fights, getting 1 clam in. I would love to see them just playing more patient, building those clams, and then jumping to their Kraken. But you can't get what you want all the time.
I mean, this is a very interesting situation here because it's kill after kill, trade after trade, and it's not really sustainable in this type of match.
Grip strikes come out, finding one. Two go down on the side of Wyrmwind. What's happening in the back line? Very strange.
Oh,
There's a Splatana up there trying to push up their ramp.
there's like two different fights going on. There's like two different pushes, and MSU is able to win that one out. And there's the Kraken there, Astrom, that you keep talking about.
I love the Kraken. I don't like that they're holding the ball. They might lose it here, but they're just gonna go for the basket. They're gonna miss. Not gonna be able to take the lead with that one.
You're right to point that out, Astrom. Having the Kraken specifically carry the ball and being vulnerable in that moment is really dangerous. And now look at Wyrmwind flipping the tables onto the Firefin couches.
Look at the special lead. 3 specials and 22 clams with 2 powers. They can literally just... They have 3 clams. Just crack it in and jump to it.
They're going. The Kraken is holding onto
They're
the
on
ball.
it. They got 1 ball in. Can they get 2? They got 2. Can they get the third? Mantis with the third. Can they get it in? They don't get it in. 50 points for Wyrmwind.
That could have been a lot.
No, they got it.
I was about to say that was going to be so devastating, and the Turple just sneaks back in, and all of a sudden, wham! They were able to punch in the ball at the last second. Astrom, this is a very dangerous game.
That was probably the push they needed. They got all their balls. They played patient, and then when the Kraken went in and the Reef Slider, just textbook Kraken plays.
Indeed. Now we're gonna have to see MSU fight back on this, and with the Zipcaster already going down, the Firefin couches are losing paint control in mid fairly quickly.
But it's 2 down on Firefin with a nice pick from the Junior there. Grace on the Junior trying to slay. This isn't just a support weapon, it's a skirmisher now.
Transfers over, and now with the ball at hand, threatening for another push. Oh, this is getting really dicey for MSU with less than a minute left to go. Oh, but the Kraken is making a lot of room right now and pushing Wyrmwind all the way back, and 2 are down.
2 down. Come on, Firefin couches, you got this, MSU. Watch this. The Booyah coming out doesn't get shredded by the trip strikes. So many trip strikes. 2 go down on the side of Wyrmwind. Wall's coming out. Gets just out, but where's the ball? There it is. 2 clams left on the side of Firefin, trying to get those clams in. Not quite enough. 65 left with only 26 seconds in the game remaining.
I was gonna say that Zipcaster was a really good play, but no one else was able to follow up on the Stamper Zipcast play. And now with 15 seconds left, with 2 balls at hand for the Firefin couches, this is looking like a very sticky situation. They're gonna have to get in quite a handful of clams.
We just saw the special economy there. It's not looking good for Firefin couches with the special economy. 2 for 2 right now, but the Kraken just online. Oh no, 1 down on the side of Firefin. I don't know how they're gonna make it in.
They're pushing a bit too early too, and that overtime clock is winding down. Which boy on the Kraken here getting rid of the ball?
But there's no time. There's no time for them to get it in. Oh, excellent game for Wyrmwind there. Wow.
That was thrilling. And the clutch factor that they had to sneak in that extra ball, a great play by Turple there to fully secure their lead and protect their lead was just simply fantastic. And
Absolutely.
you know what's also fantastic is their coordinated emotes and splash tags. Hold on, can we talk about that synergy and synchronization?
Oh, we love to see it. Everybody with the coordinated emotes and splash tags.
Aw, that's so cute. It's adorable.
So oh my god, but can we talk about their clam economy in that push? Oh my god.
That was
3 powers. 3 power clams and change.
That could have been so much more deadly for MSU, but I think MSU did fine there. Like they had like the comp, they had really good plays. It was just again the execution, and that's always like a big struggle point, like to follow through, right? It's you activate 2 specials, but you're just unable to fully execute the play. I know that's something I struggle with personally.
Absolutely. It's so hard to get your team to coordinate the specials, but it seemed like Drexel had a game plan going into the map beforehand. They knew they wanted to pop Kraken and Reef Slider at the same time. Kind of gives that Reef Slider some protection with the Kraken, and it gives a nice little entry. Like, they gotta pick one to shoot at, you know?
Right, that's like that was a very good play and great strategy and preparation from the side of Drexel. That I loved seeing that. You're absolutely right because again, the impact that both the Reef Slider and the Kraken has is just simply fantastic,
Mhm.
especially on a map like Museum. And my God, these teams are ready to go. Like I
Wow.
saw Wyrmwind ready up right away, and Firefin couches right thereafter. Splat zones on
Yes,
Makamart. So
try
it's
sloshing.
two.
Okay, we see sloshing.
We see E leader not, and then the Tetris come back. So it looks like Wyrmwind has not made changes, but we see, I believe that's Nick back on the E leader.
Uh-oh.
Oh, oh, I
Ah,
think I
we got
know.
some substitutions. Okay.
I believe the Wyrmwind players are bringing 5 tonight. MSU only has 4, so I believe yeah the subbing issues they happen.
That happens. Luckily, the gods at Nintendo are kind enough to give us the LRA start equivalent.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. It's coming so clutch for all these types of CCA matches and other scrims as well. It's been a blessing.
What, not having to just wait around for the zone to just tick down to 0?
Exactly. But I mean, it's really interesting though because with the Firefin couches only having 4 players and Drexel having 5, I know some college teams have a pretty plentiful roster. I've always been curious. Aster, our experience has been a stagnant roster of just 4 members. So I've always been curious how teams are able to adjust and adapt with more than 4 players on their roster.
Right. Like in my experience with like looking at like teams in the past with multiple people on the roster, a lot of the times it's just like flexibility for scheduling, but also a lot of the times it's do we want to have a backliner on this map? Do we really need an E leader?
Hmm.
And sometimes that answer is no. We absolutely do not need an E leader here. Let's just forefront, full aggression. No need for an anchor, and that's definitely map specific, mode specific, and also matchup specific.
Right. And with that specificity, that's so crucial in a league like this, not just the CCA league, but leagues like Ludi or any other in the Splatoon community, being able to adapt to not only the map mode combos that are given to you the week before, but the potential team matchups. If you know that that team has an E leader, like a really good E leader, Barry, excuse me,
Very.
um, then you can kind of prepare for that and all right, let's bring in player 5, or maybe player 4 should come in for this match because the matchup would be slightly better. So I'm always curious, with this first swap here, I believe it was, so it looks like Gillis has stepped in for Witch Boy, and Gillis, from our information, primarily is a Slayer. So a little bit more aggression maybe on the side of Drexel.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a map like this, I expect to see something like maybe a brush or a 52, maybe something like
Mm,
really close range, and that is going to be
good
the brush
call.
coming out. And E
I
leaders on both sides. We got a leader mirror.
Ooh, I love seeing e-leader battles because
Oh,
that tense situation is going to be so interesting to play with.
absolutely. Nick being the more confident one, equipping that respawn Punisher. We'll see how it works out for him.
Well, first of all, Firefin couches get control first and putting on a lot of pressure on this left stack here. So Turple and Grace are feeling a lot of pressure.
Oh no, Grace is kind of in a bad spot right now. Can the sloshing machine can't find the pick? 2 specials come out. They're gonna rush. Grace, oh no! Oh, they don't
Oh,
find anyone with that soda. That trip strike, I think, like zoned them out just perfectly and put them out of position.
right. And there was just too much pain. And it's a 3-down situation for Wyrmwind. And I'm really like Chef and Nick here, the not and the E leader on this right stack. That is some key positioning here. And look at Nick locking out both Turple and
Trip,
Grace for Wyrmwind.
trip strike's coming out. Specials on both sides. Booyah for trip strike. 2 specials on the side of Wyrmwind. Can they make something happen? Pushing into this. Oh, right by Nick.
Fantastic plays from Nick, and that is a devastating kill because now Wyrmwind only has 2 specials. Oh my,
Wait,
no
wait,
more
the
specials!
timer's only at 10! There's only 10 remaining! Wyrmwind has to get the zone now!
And they're not going to be able to, Aster, because Nick just shut them down completely.
I didn't even realize the timer was already down to 10. That was so fast!
Like I just said, like that position from Nick and Chef together on that right stack, that pressure is so good and enabled Nick to just completely run house.
I cannot. Yeah, you know, Nick was the more confident one. They equipped that respawn Punisher, and it paid off.
Right, and with Mako, like again, with it's so easy to corner your opponent in specific spots, just left and right, because that's where you have to go when you jump off a spawn. You have to either go to that bottom left core area, that paper towels area, or the top right, because otherwise you're just exposed to an E-leader.
Oh, but we got TC Eel Tail. So,
Yeah.
about this, Tom.
Oh boy. Well, this tower is going to move like butter on this map because of how aggressive these teams are. Like, even with MSU, when you see a Knot and an E-leader together, it's not like it'll be slow per se, but you have to kind of protect them and ensure that the E-leader has opportunities to move where they need to be instead of, forefront, aggressive, all-out kamikaze type of situation. So with these two teams, I can't imagine. This is just going to be a back and forth tug of war for the tower at this point.
I sure hope so, because we kind of saw two very not super close matches, but 1-1 is like, okay, so like one team is like more coordinated on clams, and the other team is more coordinated on zone control. TC and Rainmaker are gonna be very interesting to see who gets that more burst pressure.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because it's so hard to gauge right now. These teams are very evenly matched in terms like exactly like you said. Wyrmwind is very good at planning and coordination in Clan Blitz, and MSU has demonstrated how oppressive their pressure can be on zones once they're able to get a lockout situation going. But yeah, with TC, this is a whole nother type of ball game.
I want to see Kraken on tower again. Come on, Kraken on tower.
Yeah, I
Busted.
believe. So Witch Boy runs the 96 Gal from what the team has information has been provided to me. So we can at least see that come in for sure.
Come on, Gillies, don't disappoint me. I'm crack on roller. Crack on roller propaganda.
Yeah, Gillies also does play some rollers alongside with that Octobrush. So maybe they have slurped the juice, as they like to say. Maybe the
The
beacon
sub up
juice.
juice.
Maybe they slurped some of that sub up juice before this match, and maybe they'll bring out the crack on roller. And if so, that would be very pleasing to our ears and our eyes to see.
Oh man. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I do hope that Nick brings out the E-leader again, or at least some type of backline on this map. It's very long sidelines. Even are the pulls in this map mode? Did they add the pulls to tower control? I don't think so. Did they?
I'm not sure. We'll have to
No,
see here
no,
as the
no. The
map is
pulls are
loaded.
not there. They
No,
did
not this
not
time
add the
around.
pulls.
Oh, is that the ZNF charger I see from Nick?
Ooh, yes, it is. Trip Strike Ink Wall, or Splash Wall, very interesting choice here, and no backline on the side of Wyrmwind.
Ah, I see Turple has opted to run with the Splatana Stamper. That's a good pick as well. No roller either. It's just going to be the 96 Gal for that potential Kraken play.
Ooh, Nick pushes up a little too far, gets called out by that sloshing routine, 2 down for the side of Firefin. Let's see where Wyrmwind takes it.
Oh, this is a great play here where Turple and Gillis on that machine here. But a 2-down situation. This is look like this tower might stall for a bit here as they just kind of set up here on this right side.
Ooh, a nice direct falling from that Booyah Bomb. Can they get the second? No, not quite. The jump is safe.
Yeah, just lots of back and forth here from both sides. I mean, Chef getting some really nice picks right now on that Nautilus, putting on a ton of pressure with that Rainstorm popping out on that left side. Oh, this is looking like a very good opportunity here for the Firefin Couches.
Firefin Couches, they're putting out so much paint right now. Trip Strikes coming out. The sloshing machine doesn't find the pick, but Witch Boy coming out, forcing the Booyah Bomb out. Not much is happening. This tower is stalled, but Firefin find 2. They find 3. What happened? 2 separate.
It looks like Sam did a really good job isolating Grace from the Junior there, and Grace was just unable to move because the Junior, again, only has so much range. And there's the Kraken, Aster! There's the Kraken!
But the tower runs away from the Kraken. They barely get in. The Trip Strike secures the punish.
Yeah, they are just about to break that third checkpoint too, and with one down on the side of Wyrmwind here, I don't know if the Firefin Couches can take it. Ooh, two down though. This might be their chance to take that third checkpoint.
They're trying their best to just hold the tower here. I think they just want to charge special, hold the tower here, control top left.
A good play here. There's a booyah coming out on the side of MSU, forcing some players from Wyrmwind to back up and reposition. Oh, and a great snipe from Nick!
Absolutely beautiful pick there. 2 down for the side of Firefin here. Oh, you know, Nintendo, I disagree. He got that kill.
Oh, and Grace is left all alone again. The Firefin Couches have been doing such a great job with positioning here. They have not gone down.
Look at this wall pressure. Like, people cannot get in and get sniped by Nick!
Oh my god, Nick is on fire right now. And Sam putting on this pressure on this top left area here. This is a very dangerous situation.
Bubbler gets broken. They're just trying to hold this checkpoint for their lives. One goes down on each side, but Sandy going all the way into their base, getting a pick. Ghoul find the second. They will find the second, but that checkpoint is already gone. Grace going for the hero play.
Oh, and Grace is able to get it. What a great play from Grace on the junior, able to secure the tower and force MSU.
I think they're going for a little too much. 2 for 2.
Oh my god, this game is just a bloodbath right now.
Absolutely. But, like, Wyrmwind's got to take it all the way to the other side of the map now.
Yeah, and there's just not enough paint. I mean, they have to push just a wall back of that MSU has just kind of built up. And look, MSU is back at it again. They're slowly edging this tower forward.
Booyah Bomb gonna nullify that bubbler. Kraken coming in, trying to take some of that tower pressure away, but not gonna be able to do much but neutralize it. And then again, one down on the side of Wyrmwind. It feels like constantly somebody is always down. One down again. Sloshing Machine goes down on the left side of the map.
They've been staggered for maybe the past minute to minute and a half. They've been so staggered, and MSU is just punishing those staggered respawns. Oh, but there's a good kill there from Grace, a safe splat bomb. This might be their chance to slowly start inching their way up.
I love this sightline that Nick is taking, forcing the enemy team to look at him. And he's got that wall, so he's like relatively safe in that aggressive spot. That's what the ZF Charger can do.
Exactly. San finally goes down, that Nautilus player that's been causing so much trouble, and finally Wyrmwind takes back the tower after not touching it for the past 3 minutes or so.
Gilly's so scared of Nick. 30 seconds to play. Gets one with the clothesline. Very nice Zipcaster. That might be the pick they need, but Firefin count is 2 down. Trip strikes come out a little early for my liking. 2 go down on the side of Firefin again!
Agreed. Those trips might have come a little bit too early because no one else is able to follow up on them. And now with Grace on the tower, Witchboy finishing off that Kraken there. Oh, this is a 2 down situation for Wyrmwind.
But the Firefin Chargers, they got those trips of their own! Wyrmwind and double trips here. But again, they have it. But the trips come out, securing the lead maybe? No overtime for them. Double trip? I guess double trip strike just still reigns supreme in tower control. That's wow.
But the trips were saved at the right time. They were used at the right time because Witchboy have popped their Kraken. Like they just the way the sequence of the specials happened, the Kraken already happened because they were using it to take up more space rather than saving it for being on the tower. So wow, that was just wow.
Beautiful. The paint difference, I think, was what decided that game. The decision to run a Splatana Stamper, a Machine, and a 96?
Yeah, it's really difficult to fight that paint pressure and gain back control, especially since Grace didn't have a lot of opportunities to move back in and gain more paint that Wyrmwind needed.
Absolutely. Especially the Splatana Stamper is definitely a weapon that relies on having a lot of paint to move around with. And if you don't have a lot of paint to move against a Charger, you don't have any approach options, right? Like your approach options are very narrow, and the Charger loves them.
That's a very good point. And yeah, that was something that that MSU gleamed and were able to basically take advantage of time and time again. You rightfully pointed out Nick took some great sight lines against Wyrmwind. And Wyrmwind, they were only able to fight them Nick off a couple of times. And I mean, just it was a force to be reckoned with, to be honest. Nick on that ZNF charger, incredible.
Will we see E-Leader on Rainmaker Mincemeat?
I'm gonna say no.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it is Mincemeat, but it's also Rainmaker.
I was watching the game earlier from UWW and Scarlet Scramblers in their game. I don't think the new barriers are up. So like that giant car that's just plastered on the map, that's not there anymore, correct?
I think that's only there on like zones. I think maybe I think it's only zones. Might be
I
wrong
see.
on that one.
I
Yeah. Okay.
So with only that, like I guess with those those map modifications not coming into play here, perhaps we might see a charger from Nick, but maybe not an E-Leader. The E-Leader pressure is so good regardless.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I think they could go either way.
Let's be honest. Car on a stick, it doesn't really do anything against the E-Leaders.
No, I remember who was it? Avril's tweet. I remember they tweeted out like, "Oh hey, this car, it's not gonna stop me. It's gonna protect my sight line."
Yeah.
Silly Nintendo.
Yeah. I remember playing E-Leader a couple times on zones on this map and just shooting people's feet. It was great. But we see the Stamper come out again. On both sides.
And we see on the side. Wait a minute, Mantis from Wyrmwind is actually opting the E-Leader, and Nick has swapped over to the Stamper team.
What is this? This is crazy. But Firefin gets the opening pop. Doesn't really paint that much on this map. So it's just a very clean neutral here. Leader pressure doesn't do anything here right now.
Yeah, but that first kill on the knot on the Firefin couches.
Whoa, three down! Three down!
It's just
Nick! It's just Nick! Can Nick make the hero play? He's out of ink! And that's gonna be the first checkpoint for Wyrmwind.
Not to mention out of position. Who stopped them?
I think Chief got the kill. Chief got the fall off, I think. Or Chef.
Chief?
Chef. I can't
This is not Halo. This is not Halo.
This is Halo. Good Kraken. 3 down again on the side of Firefin. And Chef is last. Trying to stop this. 3 down again.
That is a delayed wipe, Aster, and man, which boy is popping off with this 96
Here's Zip.
gal.
Where's the Zip coming from?
Oh my god.
There he is.
And
Nick on the Zip.
They're not going to get very far with that now, but MSU finally putting a stop to them. And not too much damage either. They only cleared the first check and only a few other points, so not too scary for the Firefin couches.
Absolutely. They can definitely push past this. But that leader is going to be a little bit of a problem here if they can land their shots. Booyah Bomb securing the checkpoint.
Firefin couches in a really good position right now because the E-Leader is down, 2 down situation, and this is make that a 3 down situation with the Stamper stopping them!
Stamper stopping the lead, getting the wipeout, 1 point meme.
But hey, they can get there though. It was just the Stamper there for Wyrmwind. If the Stamper wasn't there, that lead could have tumbled into something much, much worse.
You're absolutely right there. If that Stamper didn't get that kill there and the lead flip, even 1 point, it's so hard to push on this map.
Agreed. Oh my god, Aster, you see Witch Boy at the bottom of our screen here.
trying to go for something, but going down because Kraken and lag.
Oh, but we see Sane here with the Booyah and the trips. They opting it to take it.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, he drops into the 3 enemies in enemy pane. That's not going to be a great option there. Lead gets flipped. 3 down. It's just the Tana. Can the Tana save the game again? That's a full wipe.
Game 3 to Firefin couches in staggering fashion, folks. With that weird misdirect, I thought they were gonna with both the trips and the Booyah. I thought MSU was gonna go right through that left side bridge there, but they opted to swing to the right side, which I guess it paid off.
I think Sandy was trying to pick the Rainmaker, but a little bit of latency there happened.
But yeah, good old Nintendo latency.
Beautiful push there. Their front lines, their the shot and the sloshing machine pushing all the way into their spawn, allowing their Rainmaker to just casually walk up to the pedestal.
Great plays from Firefin Couches, and then Wyrmwind, they just caught off guard there with that weird misdirect, because that was just strange to watch on my end too. I was very surprised. So
they thought they were going for jump.
exactly. So that misposition there was just really, really unfortunate. But hey, no, look now. We're heading into the next game, and it's Clam Blitz on Inkblot. And that is something that, as Drexel has proven before, they know how to play a good clams game.
If they run the same comp they did in game 1, I think they've got an excellent shot on this map.
Agreed. Agreed. Do you think they'll run any specific other specials to support that Kraken Reef Slider combo? Because what was the comp the first game? It was the Tetras, the 96 Gal, and then was it a Junior and one other? I don't quite remember.
It was something with Trip Strike, so I assume T-Tech. But
I think that's a reasonable comp.
Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable comp. You got 2 guns for paint, and then you got another gun for the Kraken, and you got Tetras to cause mayhem in the backfields. And on this map, yeah, Tetras can cause some mayhem.
Right, exactly. Because I can imagine. I mean, the Tetras and the 96 Gal, they don't even have to push together, like right next to each other theoretically on a map like Inkblot. You can have the Tetras just dash right in from the left ramp, that left slick ramp, and then you can have the Kraken just slide on in through cut, and then bam, you got just you got a Kraken and you got a Reef Slider in your hands, and it's just like chaos.
Yeah, I think what's funny on this map especially is there's some nice corners you can corral enemies into, so I wonder how the Kraken Reef Slider combo works there. If they just corral them into like one of the slick corner or the sponge corner.
Ooh, that's a good point, because then it basically traps them and they're unable to escape. So there's a lot of opportunities here for 2v2s, 2v1s, 1v2s if you're feeling really frisky.
But it's gonna be all about those initial fights, getting that special economy, making sure that you're the one with mid control, you're the one with the special advantage, and then being sure to play patient, wait for like 3 specials to come up and go.
Exactly. Teams are readying up, and on the side of Wyrmwind, we have Witch Boy still in the lobby with Turple, Mantis, and Gillis. So Grace has been opted out in place for Gillis. So that's an interesting change. So no Junior. Is Gillis going to run Octobrush again?
You know, I could see the Zipcaster here, yeah. I mean, and also brushing clams. It's kind of funny. You get all those clams, get the groceries. Very fun.
Right. That my only worry is that for Wyrmwind, I like the comp idea, but that paint will be pretty scary. And what about bombs? Is there enough bomb pressure?
I don't know the sets of this game well enough yet for
my
bomb
God.
pressure.
Listen, I'm just going off of the commentator prep sheet I prepared, okay? And they're looking at their weapons, okay? I'm doing my best.
I'm like, maybe they have enough bombs? I don't know. I don't play bombs.
Another thing I'm also curious about is how Wyrmwind is going to be able to take back momentum. Because as we all know, in League play, momentum is always like the big kind of, like this big flashing red sign. Like whoever's going to have the momentum will have kind of almost like an advantage. That it's having a tailwind on your side.
Absolutely, and like Ender has been playing really aggressively with the T-Tech.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that's a really good thing too. Like that's like having a player that is just so reliably aggressive and is just completely unbothered if something doesn't go their way. That is a huge clutch factor and another, huge advantage and tailwind for MSU to take advantage of.
Yeah. Like they just have that huge front line, and honestly, I don't know if the players of Wyrmwind can handle that aggressive front line unless they have the momentum on their side already.
Agreed. Game number 5, folks. MSU is up 3-1 in this set. We see a fairly similar comp. Oh, hold on. Wyrmwind with
Carbon?
the Carbon Tetris T-Tech Gal.
You got
That
enough
is...
paint to support that carbon?
that's what I'm worried about too. That's why I was asking about pain pressure there with having Gillis come in. Oh, that is a very interesting pick there.
What? Tetra dueling moment. Alright, 1 for 1 on each side, both on the left flank. Sandy getting a nice pick, going straight for their plat, getting jumps into their plat. Turple out of position, getting called out 2 versus 1.
Wyrmwind is now in a staggered wipe. That was 1 for 1 right there. And this is another completely backed up.
The Firefin caught with their pants down, trying to build that power clam. The power clam scuffle. Miscommunication there. Slow build of the power clam, going 2 down.
Right, but Turple getting a really nice kill here off of this right stack, looking for another, but is unable to escape the stamper from Nick here, excuse me. And Nick is in another good spot here.
Where is it going? Is Nick gonna die to this Kraken? Yes! They're just getting these picks, but is it enough for mid control?
It looks like at least right stack is secured on the side of Wyrmwind, and oh, you can see from the map here, this overhead, Firefin couches are a little bit backed up, but that Booyah does make room. It makes room. It makes just enough room for the Firefin couches to move back in.
I think Gillies was caught in their Trizuka and lag.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, very, and it's a 2-down situation. MSU's building a clam. Once again, they still don't have a clam. Alright, there we go. Gets the clam, 1 for 1, and I think they're gonna put it in.
Unless the pig stops them.
Alright, they do put it in, 3 down. It looks like the push is probably dead, but they are getting jumps in, guarded by the trip strike.
Interesting. Oh, but the Carbon is behind them, though, and is able to get a kill. And here comes Gillis here, basically pincering on Ender, and that is a wipe on MSU. Gillis coming in huge with that Carbon play.
Absolutely. And I respect the trip strike guarding those jumps in, but 6 points of extra credit? Was it worth it?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Reslider on the ready, going in. Not gonna find the pick, and actually gonna go down probably.
Oh, but the Carbon followed up right there, and is able to get a kill, and is able to get a trade. So nothing was able to be gleaned there on the side of Wyrmwind, but a good first attempt there.
Uh-oh, Nick is looking for something. Putting pressure on their plat. Running out of ink, they're having to back up to left stack.
I do like this pressure that Nick is exerting, though. You're exactly right. And working with Chef here to get the kill. Oh my god!
Everyone is falling from the skies!
Gillis getting 2 clean kills there, almost a third. Mantis picking up that 3rd kill, and 2 specials are online on the side of Wyrmwind, with hopefully a couple more to follow up. This is looking really good for that master.
Triple, you're marked!
Oh my god.
You can't strike on the wall if you're marked! Trip strikes come out. Will the Kraken come out as well? But it looks like Triple's gonna get caught out here. So close to the trade. 3 specials online for the rest of the members, but Splatana across the map, getting the clothesline. Just going all over the map here, getting the 2 down, shutting down the push.
Fantastic just stamper play and zipcaster play. Oh, but Gillis is falling too. Just
what happened? They scored! Firefin scored again!
When did they score?
Alright, well they score, they go 2 down, another 10 points for the Firefin couches, putting that lead up to 67 to 100. That's like power climbing a lot.
Right, I mean, they just snuck that in there. I mean, Wyrmwind has got to be a little bit more wary of where these players are coming from. Those callouts need to be sharp in this last minute here.
And also, look at that. Nick getting 2 there, getting 3, ruining the clam economy and sipping up all the juicy clams from the bodies. Carbon hitboxes?
Oh my god. Reef Slider coming out from Mantis, forced to make something happen and get the Stamper back away from that ramp.
They need something, a miracle here. They do get the pick. 1 left is just the Stamper in the plat. They need a little bit more clans, a little bit more specials. I don't know how I feel about this early Kraken pop. Gonna have to back away a little.
Oh, I agree. That Kraken pop was just not at the right time. And there goes Turple down.
Turple getting called out top left is terrible. And Gilly's going down, getting the trade. 2v2, 20 seconds left.
This is just a very uncomfortable situation for Wyrmwind with that special coordination just not working out in their favor. They do have one special to work with, but they're in a 2-down situation.
If they had another teammate up, they could use the Reslider to jump 2 clams in. That's all they need. They just need 2 clam jumps in.
They are not wanting to risk anything here, opting to back up just a tad, but it's not enough. Chef on it. Nick is on it. And Witchboy goes down.
Be the game.
There's the game. MSU shutting out Wyrmwind's chances of potentially coming back in overtime. And there you have it, folks. Game 4 and the set goes to the Firefin couches.
I think the call there should have been build 2 clams, throw them to not the Kraken user, and just Kraken in and super jump 2 clams in. Because that was all they needed to win. They just needed two power clams to win the game. But unfortunately, put a little bit of stress in overtime with the siren going wee you.
Right,
Everybody
exactly.
was stressed.
It's such a stressful situation, and you're already down in the set. You know, your backs against the wall type of situation, do or die. And again, that's where experience comes into play. MSU is a very experienced team and have been together as a very experienced team for a long time. So again, with that, they're definitely a lot more comfortable with just each other and being able to execute plays. And I mean, yeah, MSU looked really, really good there. Wow.
Yeah, honestly, and also, Wyrmwind also looked really good there. Like going up against like a previous Div 1, Div A competitors. They put out a good showing, winning their first game in spectacular fashion and putting up a good fight for the rest of the games.
I agree. Like those games were hard fought by Wyrmwind, and they have tons of potential to work with still. I mean, a lot of these games weren't that great of a difference in the differential. And again, like you said, that game 1 was just absolutely stunning. Their display on Clan Blitz Museum, great coordination and team effort, and I would love to see more of that from them. That was just chef's kiss, magnificent.
Absolutely, love their team preparation on that. It looked like they had like great preparation for that first map, and I would love to see more of that. Like, all right, we're gonna use this special, and then this special, and then we're gonna go in like this. Like
Exactly.
that pre-planning.
It's delicious, and I love seeing that in this type of league format because then you get to see some really fun stuff. Oh, now here we have it, folks. So even though the set is at a 4-1 and the set officially goes to the MSU Firefin couches, both teams have seemed to agree to a play all 7 friendlies, a tradition that has started way back in the CCA season 1. And these folks are just going to finish out the set and a couple of friendly matches to get some games in because why not?
I mean, you already budgeted the time for it, you know. Why not just have some good fun, play out all 7 games. I don't know, maybe play like Quad Splatana Stamper. Why not? You know, have some fun with it.
Quad Explo, Quad Kraken.
Quad Explo, Quad Nova. Like we've seen some wild comps in these friendlies.
Exactly. And this is a great opportunity just to have a good time with it. Or if you're feeling really determined, really motivated, this is a great time to just practice and troubleshoot, you know, figure out what goes right, what went right, and what went wrong. I mean, honestly, it's a great opportunity just to continue practicing against. I mean, these 2 teams are really good teams. This is a great scrim opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, try to improve your game plan, experiment a little. You know, you're not going to have a lot of chances to scrim, honestly, while you were in school.
Agreed. Agreed. It's always so hard to schedule matches, just a 1-hour block of time where 8 people from God knows what school have to sit down together and play a set. It's very hard to schedule these types of things.
Mm-hmm. So we will see in just a moment. Do we have meme comps or do we have serious comps?
I'll be happy with either one because honestly, it's just more Splatoon at the end of the day. That's all that matters to me. I just love Splatoon.
Regardless, we're on a pretty goofy map here, you know, Manta zones, and we see the Charger coming out on the side of Firefin.
So definitely more serious comms, but I really love the aggressive composition that Wyrmwind is opting to run right here with the Carbid Junior Tetris T-Tech. Just hustle right there.
And it does look like they brought a little bit more paint for their Carbon this time, but they don't quite have the... Ooh, Carbon actually gets a kill, but they don't have quite the fragging power to win that mid-fight there.
Gillis has some great maneuverability. They're able to escape with their life from that T-Tech on the side of the Firefin couches. I mean, I love Gillis's gameplay here.
And more importantly, they have their special still. Trying to get some picks maybe with it, trying to find the high ground, firing it off the Trizuka, trying to find a pick, putting some pressure out. Grace gets one.
Great special coordination from Wyrmwind. That's what I want to see with the trips and the tri-strike right there, or excuse me, the Zuka thing, whatever the hell it's called. I mean, they were able to take back the zone and put some penalty points on the Firefin couches.
Absolutely. We don't want to see this. We don't want to see a repeat of the Makomart one push wonders. We want to see some back and forth here with 3 down going on the side of Firefin, chasing that last charger in, going to get that delayed wipe.
Great plays there, team coordination and synergy from Wyrmwind. And now this is their time to shine and practice those lockouts that they so desperately wanted to have in the prior games. This is their chance.
Yep, and the lead looking about to flip. 59 points going to flip. Trying to help their teammate here, maybe the Carbon, but is gonna get picked off themselves. Chef getting 2, capturing the zone as well.
I thought the Carbon was going to get it, but they just ran out of ink to move forward to follow up after that burst bomb, which is really unfortunate. Sand taking a really aggressive position with that T-Tech, or excuse me, with that splash there, and getting a great pick.
We love to see the jump RNG. Chef getting pushed out of that position there, but still getting a pick on the way out.
Oh, and with Turple and Manta stuck on that far right side there, they're trying to find a way to move back in onto the zone, and with that Reef Sider, that's our chance.
That was beautiful. I love the trip strike to push them out of that zone, take the space, put the bubble down, take more space, and Reef Slayer to just paint the back zone.
And it was so good. It was so good, but still, somehow MSU had one player standing. Sand was the last one alive, and somehow all but one went down. That was just incredible.
At least they capped.
At least they capped and lived to see another day.
That penalty's ticking down. 10 on the penalty left. They've got to play kind of safe now or go all in, and they're going all in. One going down on the zone, desynced a little bit.
And that's a scary decision to make here. Do you wait to hold off for the last second, or do you just move in? And now they are forced to, as trips are coming out, bubblers coming out, and thankfully Wyrmwind is able to take back the zone.
Yep, Cap does come out, but oh my god! Chef, are you wearing BDX? How'd you live those bombs?
By the grace of some unholy being, Aster, the somehow.
And in any case, Wyrmwind taking down this penalty. Trip Strips coming out from Firefin, trying to neutralize the zone! Lucky Bomb dies on the zone, and the Cap flips.
How devastating. I mean, with how compressed and condensed this map is, that death matters so much at the end of the day. It's crazy.
Compressed? What do you mean? They added a pole?
Yeah, I mean, it's now even more compressed. I mean, my god, they didn't have enough room to add a pole, and they just did so already.
Only 10 points remaining until the knockout. Gets one. Tri-strikes coming out. Will they pop Race later? No, but they're gonna get another pick. They're gonna get another pick, painting the zone with the dead bodies of their enemies.
And they're able to get the delayed wipe. Gillis and Mantis working together to get some of those kills. And you see, oh my god, the Mantis up there with the Tetras, with the Reef Slider, and Gillis following up with that Carbon, unable to get those kills, but just stalling just a tad bit longer.
Whoa, but Turple sharking in their top left didn't get this jump as well. 2 down. The zone doesn't flip. Turple going for a third. Gets the third. Going for the quad. Trying to find this charger. Getting him out of position.
Great plays from Purple.
I'm getting some deja vu from the last set. Will Wyrmwind be able to hold this zone for another 3 ticks? Lead flips. Will they get the KO? That's the KO for Wyrmwind!
I thought the trips from the couches were able to secure the zone and stall and neutral at the last second, but no, Wyrmwind had just enough paint output to last out and prevent overtime from happening. Wyrmwind able to get a grip there, and wow, what great gameplay. Gillis on that carbon, Mantis coming in with those tetras. That was delicious.
Turple with that triple?
And
Turple with that triple.
Hashtag Turple with the triple. Oh my god, that to say that 5 times fast.
And that shark, beautiful. Nobody expects you to be far top left.
No.
Nobody was watching it. And I think nobody could watch that, like, because you have to like make like 3 jumps to get up there in the first place, and no one was watching it because there's a carbon in our base. There's a tetras in our base.
Right, exactly. You don't expect it because there's 2 other things you have to worry about in that moment. So that was a great play. I mean, my god, that was just a big brain play type of thing. And now, Aster, trigger warning. We're on TC Manta Maria now.
I love getting to 1 and then getting knocked out. It's great.
Yeah, Aster and I have some very traumatic memories from Riptide from this map, so it's a little disheartening to see it return to Splatoon 3 and for us to relive our traumas in the form of TC Manta Maria on the last game of the set.
But I do think this is a very interesting map with that left block being gone from a lot of the game modes. Having to push the tower to that first checkpoint in order to make that jump to the left side to take control away from there. And I wonder if teams realize that you gotta take that jump to the left. It's just like TC Mako, where you gotta push the tower up and make the jump.
Oh, that's right. In TC Mako, you got to get through the first checkpoint. It goes up that platform, and then you can jump across. And it's the same thing for Manta.
Right?
And that's so key.
And it's gonna be great. You gotta have somebody in bunk watching that crossfire, making sure you can capture that first checkpoint. And then once you cap that first checkpoint, you gotta rotate all the way over to the left and have somebody over there.
This map mode is all about repositioning at the right moments. Because like you said, you have to go start from bunk, then work your way to the left side, because that's where your enemies are going to be clustered up, heading into that second checkpoint. So I'm very curious how both of these teams are going to handle repositioning in this map.
1 gun.
Oh, you know what? 1 gun, but it's paired up with the sloshing machine, so I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, there's. I mean, jeez.
Yeah. Oh my god! Very fast left flank on the bunker. And that charger looked like they were cornered, but Nick holding their ground. Turple going down to the slosher.
And Wyrmwind already 3 down, and it's just the Gal holding onto this Kraken. Oh, and they're in a sticky situation. Oh, and Sand dropped out. I think that was from Greats.
Yeah, wow, Sandy getting that, oh my god, and holding the Booyah, knowing they're already dead, I don't gotta throw it there anymore, and getting a nice pick for it.
Sand with another pick. That was 3 picks in a row from Sand D on that sloshing machine. Great plays.
And Ender wants to spawn camp.
But Aster, look, Aster, they haven't taken top left here. The Firefin couches have not taken yet.
But it doesn't matter, because the trip strikes just force it through anyways, and the sloshing kind of took a little too far position there.
Great adaptability on the side of MSU. This is a very dangerous spot for Wyrmwind, as this Booyah is going to further push them back, and it's a 2-down situation.
Putting it down, more trip strikes, more ink in the enemy base. Look at that, the rain as well. The rain the Booyah gets shredded by the rain.
Oh my goodness.
Someone on Wyrmwind snuck the tower, neutralizing it and sending it back to mid.
I mean, my god, dropping it down to 17 and wasting that first minute and a half of the match is just absolutely wild. That was a great push from Firefin couches.
Hey, this feels familiar.
Yeah, this feels very familiar. This feels very reminiscent of a one Riptide matchup, game 5.
And also the last set from the last set here at the CCA. Very similar situation where one team pushed to 17 and then the other one just cracking on towered.
Agreed, referencing that UWW versus the Scarlet Scramblers match that happened just an hour before.
I'm
Let's
winning too!
see. Oh my god. A two-down situation on both sides.
Not getting the third, and that jump's gonna get camped out. You wasted that cooler, huh? You respawned, you just want to get back in, and it's camped out by the charger.
Very unfortunate positioning there, and Wyrmwind again on the back foot. They just can't find that ground to gain back. I mean, it's just another wall that the Firefin couches just seem to put up every time they touch the tower.
These sloshes, they just seem like they're coming from nowhere. These parabolas from Sandy, but getting shut down by, Gillies.
Yeah, and just it's still not enough. Even with Gillies getting some really clean kills, I mean, the last one alive, MSU is still able to take this bunk and still push the tower forward.
They got another 2 down. Oh, but Turbo with another pick, equalizing it. Will they find the other? Yes, they will!
And with the help of their teammates, oh, I love team play.
We love... And where did Ender come from? What? Huh?
I don't know. Did they just jump in?
I don't know. I think they were in the bunk, maybe. It's very hard to tell.
I mean, regardless here, now it's a very neutral situation as Wyrmwind is looking to take the tower and push forward with 2 specials online.
One of them getting taken out. Trying to find this pick on the Nautilus, but oh, the trip strike! Oh!
Oh my god.
A real shame. All those specials just getting popped and nothing coming out of it. That's gonna be terrible for the special economy.
Agreed, and building that back up again while still worrying about MSU coming at you from bunk. I mean, look at Ender making this flank, and I don't think Wyrmwind even knows. They don't know.
They don't know. Turns around, doesn't quite get the trade though. 1 for 1. Ender's still behind the entire enemy team, trying to get some more, finding another pick.
I mean, it's multiple pincer opportunities that Ender's able to help create, and Wyrmwind is just not quick enough to call that out in time.
There's only 30 seconds of this game remaining. They're gonna have to take it all the way to the enemy base, and Turbo gets a double slash!
Oh, man, what great gameplay. But Turple back on this I love Turple's stamper plays here.
It's just Turple.
It's just Turple trying to create some room, but alas is just unable to find a pick.
I don't know if Wyrmwind can get back onto this tower with only 5 seconds remaining and no specials.
Here comes the trips.
Coming out.
And that is that in our Game 7 friendlies match between Wyrmwind and Firefin couches.
Honestly, it's just some beautiful. Very close game, honestly. Lots of back and forth. And you know what? Wyrmwind got another win on that zones map.
Agreed.
You know, that always feels good, you know? You might have lost the set, but at least you got another one.
Agreed. It was a really good win, too, with lots of great plays. So, again, a great opportunity for Wyrmwind to kind of display what they're made of and the types of plays and creativity that they have. And, of course, again, Firefin couches, they look strong. They are a strong threat in their group in Div 1. So, these teams are going to have to be kept a sharp eye out for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Both of these teams have great shots at, putting out some wonderful results and putting out wonderful sets, mind you. Just really good gameplay, and I'm really interested in seeing how MSU does, because we've played a lot of sets against them, Purdue and MSU.
Agreed. So, folks, with that being said, that was our last match for the night, but the week is not over. We have 3 games coming at you all starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So you want to make sure to set some alarms, set your watches for 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That being said, Asterum, where can the good people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at SplatAster, and sometimes I will stream at Asterum. Who knows? On Twitch, but yeah. And where can people find you, Mizuno?
Thank you, Aster. Everyone, you guys can find me on Twitter and Twitch at MIZU_N0. And of course, as always, be sure to follow the CCA Twitter and Twitch accounts at CCA_Splatoon. So you stay tuned to all the action. With that being said, folks, we're going to close out this double header for the night. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the CCA stream here tonight. And be sure to catch us tomorrow. See ya.
Bye bye.